After Gautama Buddha, there were a number of significant personalities born to the world to protect and propagate Buddha Dharma. Anagarika Dharmapala is an iconic figure among them. Anagarika Dharmapala was born in Colombo on the 17th day of September 1864, although his native village is Hittatiya in the southern province of Sri Lanka. Don Karolis Hewavitarana was his father and Mallika Hewavitarana was his mother. He was the first child of his family and the parents named him Don David Hewavitarana. He started his education in Baptist College, Dematagoda, Colombo 10. Then he moved to St. Benedict's College, Christian College Kotte, St. Thomas's College Modera, and finally the prestigious Royal College, Colombo 7. As the latter is of a Christian background, he sought Buddhist and Pali education from Venerable Hikkaduwe Sri Sumangala and Venerable Heyantuduwe Devamitta Theros. Meanwhile, American national Colonel Henry Steele Olcott and Russian national Miss Helena Blavatsky made a formal conversion to Buddhism in Sri Vijayaratna Vihara, Valivatta, Sri Lanka. This deed was a blessing to Buddhists of the island because at the time Sri Lanka was under the British Empire and as a result the Buddhists in Sri Lanka were harassed and segregated. Theosophical Society formed by Colonel Olcott built several Buddhist schools such as Ananda Colombo, Mahinda Gaul, Maliyadeva Kurunagala and Dharmaraja Kandi. They traveled the island preaching people their rights, and by hearing these awakening lectures, David Hewavitarana, alias Anagarika Dharmapala, abandoned his Christian name David and changed his name as Dharmapala Hewavitarana. Since then, he commenced a celibate life, starting a journey with Olcott to every corner of the island, preaching for a religious revival and renaissance. Due to his brave, honest, and straightforward lectures, he became the best orator of Sri Lanka that time. On invitation, Anagarika Dharmapala participated in a World Religious Convention in Chicago in September 1893. There he addressed the gathering on the theme of Buddha's character, the Four Noble Truths, and the Eightfold Path, and the entire audience was mesmerized by his oration. One participant, Mr. Stewart, converted to Buddhism right after Anagarika Dharmapala's speech, and he invited the latter later to conduct several lectures in many places there. This story was so popular that it was published in several papers in the US. On his way back, at Honolulu Port, Anagarika Dharmapala met Lady Mary Foster among the masses gathered to see him. Later, this lady, Mary Foster, helped in sizable donations to the Buddhist revival and propagation mission of Anagarika Dharmapala. That time, Buddhism was almost swept away from its birthplace India, and Buddhist shrines and temples were ruins and in chaotic situation. When he arrived in India, Isipatana was covered by thick jungle. The temples were destroyed. The ancient stone pillars were being carried away by the locals for their personal use. This plight was a great shock to Anagarika Dharmapala. In 1902, he bought a land in Isipatana. He commenced construction of Mulagandhikuti Vihara Shrine in 1928 and completed in 1930 despite protests and conspiracies of Brahmins. When he arrived in Buddha Gaya in 1881, he saw that the premises was under the control of Hindu priest Mahanta. From there, he started a mission to safeguard Buddha Gaya from the destructive forces and inaugurated Mahabodhi Society under the presidency of Venerable Hikkaduwe Sri Sumangala Thero. There his slogan in Sri Lanka was Sinhalayani Negative Buddha Gaya va Beraganiu, meaning rise Sinhalese to save Buddha Gaya. And this became a massive movement which led to buy a plot of land in Buddha Gaya. A temple was built there and the Buddhist monks were invited to reside. Anagarika Dharmapala led a brave struggle to get back the sacred premises to the Buddhists. He moved on to establish a Mahabodhi Society in Calcutta and constructed a Buddhist center called Dharmarajika Vihara. Indian government did not take this into serious consideration as the region was represented by majority of powerful Hindus. As a result of the Buddhist voices raised from all over the world, Buddha Gaya cases legal proceedings commenced. It was decided at the courts of Calcutta that Buddha Gaya's ownership must be for the Buddhists. This move was a historic and significant decision in the Buddhist history. The Buddhist world must be thankful to the efforts by Anagarika Dharmapala whenever they visit the temple of Bodh Gaya. Anagarika Dharmapala delivered his final lecture in Sri Lanka in 1931 at Vidyodaya Pirivena and left for Dambadiva, India. On the 31st of July, Anagarika Dharmapala was ordained as Venerable Sri Devamitta Dharmapala and received higher ordination on the 17th of January 1933. Venerable Sri Devamitta Dharmapala's noble service to the Buddhist world came to an end with his death on the 27th of April 1933.
Anagarika Dharmapala Sri Name Anagarika Dharmapala Sri Name Ekasiya panas wasare